Old is the brand new M. Night Shyamalan movie hitting theaters July 23rd. The film stars Gael Garcia Bernal, Vicky Krieps, Rufus Sewell, Alex Wolff, Thomasin McKenzie, Abby Lee, and Eliza Scanlon. And tells the story a thriller about a family on a tropical holiday. They might be going through a divorce, taking their two kids to this secluded hotel, and they're told that they can go to a secluded beach with the most beautiful view. And when they're there, it is somehow causing them to age rapidly, reducing their lifespan. The film is 1 hour and 48 minutes and is PG-13. My name is Max Demo to a brand new movie review here on Max Talks Movies. Today we're talking Old, a new M. Night Shyamalan film. Obviously, mixed bag with him. We'll see it. Does this one connect with me? We'll find out in just a second. Before we start with my non-spoiler review of this movie, please leave a like. Guys, that is the best way to support. A thumbs up button below your screen. Please hit it. At the moment, that's the best way to support Max Talks Movies. Also, comment down below your thoughts on this. So if you've seen it already, tell me, this is one of your favorite M. Night films. Did you like it? Not like it? Also, if you have not seen it, tell me, do you even like M. Night Shyamalan films? And tell me which ones are your favorite in the comment section down below. Also, please subscribe, ring the bell if you're new to the channel. Movie reviews I do every single week, TV show reviews, movie rankings, and a box office breakdown show. Let's get into Old. So I was really excited for Old. M. Night for me is a mixed bag, really. He's had some successes like The Sixth Sense, Signs, Unbreakable, Split, but he's had some, The Visit, but he's had a lot of disappointing ones, obviously, like The Last Airbender, After Earth, Glass, The Lady in the Water. There's a lot of just a mixed bag with him because his movies rely heavily on a twist. And I loved the trailers for this movie. And let's start with my main positive. The actual premise of this movie is easily the best part about this entire movie. The actual idea of all these different types of people with all these different types of conditions and backgrounds and all these different types of people coming together on this secluded beach where it's told that it's the hotel that they stay at is offering this and telling them that, you know what, you can sit here. It's on us. We don't really tell many people, but you can go to this beach. And the actual premise, and I'll say the first 15 minutes of the movie is very slow and very boring, but once we actually get to the beach, stuff starts to happen with particular characters. Then the movie becomes really intense for the whole way through. Thriller is the best way to talk about this movie. It's really thrilling for the most part for this movie because the actual premise of the movie, you're kind of on the edge of your seat waiting, what will happen next with these characters? Some people have mental conditions. Some people are just aging rapidly. Those are the Thomasin McKenzie, Alex Wolff characters in the film. If there's a lot of stuff going on and how much time in figuring out, can you even get off this beach? And the different rules that are set up by the film are really interesting. The concept is genius. It was written, this was actually a book, it was not an original story. It's written by the book Sandcastle by Pierre Oscar Levy. And Frederick Peters that M. Night did take the story from. And the actual, again, putting all these people together, the premise was great. The cast also, there's a lot of complex performances going here. The two best characters, and maybe the only two characters that I cared about in the entire movie are Thomasin McKenzie's Maddox and Alex Wolff's Trent. They're siblings. They're the kids of Vicky Krieps and Bernal, and they play these kids who at the beginning of the movie are like 6 or 8 years old. They continue to grow older. They're in the trailer. This is not a spoiler. And they turn into Alex Wolff and Thomasin McKenzie. And they're two of the best performances in the entire movie. And they are the two best characters in the entire movie. Because as they're getting older, while they may look 16, 17, 18 years old, they have to act like they're 6 or 7 or 8 years old. And the idea of portraying that is a really tough performance. And obviously Thomasin McKenzie is becoming an absolute superstar in Hollywood. Obviously first of all, with Leave No Trace, the very underrated independent film which came out a couple of years ago, but Jojo Rabbit really put her on the map, and she'll be even more in the focus with Last Night in Soho coming out later this year. But she is clearly taking over Hollywood, and she's quite excellent in this movie, as is Alex Wolff, Hereditary, the Jumanji movies. And he's just also really excellent. He has the most emotion throughout the entire film. And the complexity of some of our care of their parents maybe wanting to have these conversations with their kids now because they look old enough to, but really inside mentally, they're not. They're still 6 or 7 years old. And that balance is a really good, complex balance during the movie. As I said, the premise is there. Those two performances, especially, are really excellent. Also, the film looks absolutely beautiful. The beach, it looks absolutely mesmerizing. And you can get why it's so attractive for these people to be on this beach in the first place. But sadly, guys, I do need to go into some negatives with the film. And while the concept is there and the actual rules are being established, the main issue with the film is that you really don't care about many of the characters in this movie. And even not really any at all, to be honest with you. It is tough to relate or to care about any character in the movie. They're just people that happen to be on the island. And the premise is great, but it becomes even more thrilling if you care about the people. And I felt there was so much emotion for me just taken out of the movie because he just didn't care about these characters. And that was a big misfire, in my opinion, with the movie. It just, and also, as most people are saying about this movie, and it is a very M. Night-ism, the dialogue is truly awful at times in this movie. And there were so many times I laughed unintentionally throughout the movie because the movie is dead on serious. There's like 1 or 2 jokes that actually do land in the movie, but there are times when my theater, and it was a pretty packed theater, we were all kind of, intentionally laughing at stuff that's not supposed to be funny. A lot of unintentional laughter a lot of times during the movie. There are so many scenes that have nothing to do with the rest of the movie that are just exposition dumps, and that's about it. At times, the way that we get to know everyone and what their backstory is so lazily handled. And you'll see in the movie how it gets handled. It's just like, I'm this person, what's your occupation? And that literally is a question that our kids ask the characters throughout the entire film is, what's your name and what's your occupation? That's how we get to know these characters. The relationship between Vicky Krieps and Gael Garcia Bernal is not very good. For the most part, they're good in the movie, but the actual story, I didn't feel anything about what the relationship was going on with their relationship. No emotion there. Really just cared about their kids in the movie. Abby Lee, who I love from Lovecraft Country, she's in the movie. She's actually quite good in the movie as well. But overall, the actual characters are not there, which was a bit of a disappointment with the film. Because this is such a great premise, and you're like, the dialogue is not good in this movie whatsoever. There are characters who show up in the first 10 minutes of the movie and they're forgotten about for the rest of the movie. You don't feel connected to anyone, and it just makes this movie average, in my opinion. So overall, guys, I'm going to give Old a 2.5 out of 5. It's a 52% for me, guys. It's a watchable movie. It's an average movie. I know I'm split down the middle. Yes, there's a twist. It's one of his more simplistic twists that I can remember. Usually his twist can make or not make a movie. I didn't really feel about that with this movie. The twist doesn't really affect the movie as much as his other films. But if you're an M. Night fan, definitely go check out Old. If you're not, if you like the trailer, the concept will probably get you through this movie alone. So that's my thoughts on Old. I reviewed both Old and Snake Eyes, both movies coming out this weekend. So please like the video, guys. Comment down below. Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? Will you see this weekend? And what are your favorite M. Night Shyamalan movies in the comment section down below? Subscribe, ring the bell. My playlist next to me is all my movie reviews I've done so far this year. Snake Eyes is included in that. And my box office breakdown show will be on Monday. You'll see where Old and Snake Eyes both fall there. I'll see you guys soon.